I was talking to a client the other day. My client burst out into tears and literally became a puddle on the floor. We were talking about some issues that she had from her childhood and kind of like, my mom is so mean, my dad is so, like uncaring, not sure like what to do or how to change things or whatever else. And so her angels and guides were saying, okay, Ruth, explain to her like that she chose her parents. And when I started to explain this, she literally burst into tears and fell on the floor and was like, oh my gosh, I can't like this is just beyond me. And I said, I can understand this is a huge concept. When most people find out about this, they'll go through months of denial. And I was like, I totally get that. I totally get like what was I thinking and why would I pick these crazy people and what the heck is going on in my brain? I totally get that. The thing is, you did pick your parents. You did. You chose your parents. You chose your siblings. You chose the life that you were going to have to an extent because everybody has a part in it. Everybody has like a soul contract in that. And I often explain to people is when we are up in heaven, it's the best way to put it, and we're deciding like what we're going to have in our life or who we're going to be with and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a cross between like a football huddle and girls playing house. I know. Everybody's like, what? Hold on. So kind of the girls playing house is kind of like everybody's going like, you're going to be the mom, you're going to be the dad, you're going to be the brother, you're going to be the sister, you're going to be the cousin, you're going to be the grandparents, you're going to be this. Like everybody gets one. If you've ever watched girls playing house, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The next part of this is that the football huddle comes in, and instead of going, we're going to do this play or whatever else, it's like, you and I are going to have this issue. You and I are going to have an issue about jealousy. You and I are going to have an issue about miscommunications. You and I are going to have a problem with each other or attitude or whatever it is. And so it's kind of like all laid out. And it's not in a bad way like, oh my gosh, we're always going to be jealous of each other. We want to work through this. We want to work through our jealousy issues that we've had in past lives together, or that either one of us has had, and we are going to work through that. We are going to put our best foot forward and we're going to work through this. Now, usually what happens is one person will follow through and the other person just kind of goes, nah, not going to do it. So then you're always like, I feel like we should be able to talk through this. We should be able to work through all of these issues. One person will be like that and the other person is like, nope. That's where we get into kind of some of those soul contracts. They knew their contract was to do this, but for whatever reason, they've chosen not to do it. And because of that, it can be overwhelming. It can be just one of those like, what the heck was going on? Or what was I thinking? And a lot of times, that young child came into that family to heal something big, and they end up being the black sheep. They end up being the one that kind of like, I'm walking away from this. I'm cutting off my family. I can't deal with this anymore, because it's like they were here for spiritual contract with everybody. Everybody was in on this. Like, we are going to heal this out of our family. We are going to heal abuse or neglect or choosing favorites or whatever it is. And because of that, it's like it came in a big way, and we were supposed to be working through some of this, but everybody didn't fulfill their contract. So now it's kind of like this huge thing, and the family has decided, we're not going to do that. We're not going to heal through this. We're going to still pick favorites, or we're still going to go through this abuse or whatever it is. And that child is kind of left like, hey, we made this promise that we were going to do this, and now we're not doing this. And because I don't feel like I fit anymore, I was supposed to bring this healing to the family. And we're all supposed to move from this and heal and all that kind of stuff. And that healing's going to go back generations, and we're going to cut this out of our family forever. But because they feel so stifled from a lot of this, and it's like almost that idea of like, no matter what I do, it's not going to fix anything. So why waste my breath? And so a lot of the black sheep of the family kind of like walk away and go, I'm not doing this anymore. And that's where we kind of have like families pull apart. But it's because all of those soul contracts were supposed to come together, and they were supposed to bring healing and upgrading to the whole family, the whole generation, the whole line of people behind them. And they chose not to. That's the sad part. They chose not to, and they chose to stay in the chaos that their family has created for generations. And that's kind of the reason why some people are like, oh my gosh, why did I pick this family? It's because you chose this family because at one point everybody was willing to heal, and then everybody stopped and you didn't fit anymore.